Start with that chicken thigh, pat it dry. Get them all in a bowl. Season them all with Tabasco, cayenne, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Mix it up until it looks just like that. 2 cups of flour, cayenne, paprika, cornstarch, salt, and pepper. Mix it up. That's the flour mix. 2 eggs, buttermilk. Want to mix that up. Pour that over the chicken. Mix up the chicken, get it in there, and let it sit. Then coat the chicken very well in the flour. Spicy mayonnaise, paprika, cayenne, Tabasco. Simple. Mix. Oil in. Check that it's hot enough. Has to be hot enough. You want to hear that noise. Chicken thigh, 5 to 6 minutes each side, golden brown, then flip. After that, take it out just like that. Toasted brioche bun, spicy mayonnaise both sides, pickles, that chicken, top it. Yes. Chicken thighs, adobo chilies, chop all them up, throw it in. Cumin, salt and pepper, and lime. That's the marinade. Mix it up and let that sit in the fridge. For the corn salsa, start with the corn, jalapeno, cilantro, lime, salt, pepper, and onion. For the pico, tomato, onion, jalapeno, cilantro, lime, and salt. And mix that up. For the cilantro lime rice, start with the rice in a bowl, put the cilantro in, squeeze lime. For the guac, put the avocado, jalapeno, onion, cilantro, and then the salt. Mix it up. Alright, the beans are simple. Start with some onion in the pot, some oil, then put the beans in, garlic powder, cumin. High heat 5 minutes. For the chicken, get the pan super hot with some oil in it. 7 to 9 minutes each side, take it out, chop that thing up. Now we all know how this goes. Oh, double chicken for sure. Oh shit. Had to double wrap that. Chicken thighs. Pat it real dry. You don't want any moisture in there. We're gonna make tonkatsu sauce. Oyster sauce, ketchup, soy sauce, Worcestershire, brown sugar, and vinegar. Mix it up, and there you got it. Take half a head of cabbage and slice it up real thin. Usually chicken katsu is served on or with a bed of cabbage. Now you're gonna wanna get the chicken thighs to approximately even width. Some people use a mallet. I like to use a knife. Salt and pepper on both sides. Flour, season the flour. Egg wash. Chicken, flour, egg, panko. You're gonna want to season the panko as well. You want seasoning on every step for the most flavor. Repeat. Heat up some oil in the pan, and when you put a chopstick in and bubbles form around it, that's how you know it's ready. 3 to 4 minutes each side. 3 to 5 minutes golden brown. Chop that thing up. Get that drizzle of tonkatsu. Yes! Chicken thighs. Pat it dry both sides. Cut it into 1-inch thick pieces and season with salt and pepper. Dry mix is flour and cornstarch. Season with salt and pepper. Mix it up so there's no patches of cornstarch. Egg wash, egg, salt, pepper, whisk it. Looks like that. Chicken goes into the egg. Coat it in flour. Don't miss any part of the chicken. Rinse and repeat for the rest of the chicken. Cut some garlic and ginger, green onion, zest of an orange, and the orange juice. Get the oil hot enough, check with the chopstick, put the chicken in. 2 to 4 minutes each side max, or till golden brown. Take it out and strain the oil. Then go in with garlic, ginger, whites of a green onion, and chili flakes. Then add rice wine vinegar, soy sauce, green onion, zest of an orange, orange juice, a drizzle of sesame oil, and the cornstarch mix. Mix it up until it gets nice and thick like that. Add the chicken to the sauce, mix it up so it's nice like that. Yes! Honey walnut shrimp. Egg whites. You want to crack the egg into the bowl and then take out the yolk with your hand. Wiggle it around so you don't take any of the egg white with you. Then whisk it up for like 5 minutes until it gets a little foamy like that, and add the cornstarch. Whisk it up till it's smooth in consistency. For the walnuts, add butter to a hot pan, brown sugar, water, and keep mixing it on high heat until you see bubbles form on the bottom. Then set it to the side. Add oil to the pan and start warming that up. While that comes to heat, season the shrimp with salt and pepper. Mix it up and add that to the batter. Check that the oil is hot enough and then throw the shrimp in. 30 seconds each side. Shrimp fries really quick. For the sauce, add mayonnaise, honey, and condensed milk and mix that up so it looks like that. Then in the bowl, add the shrimp, walnuts, and the sauce. Then mix it all up and serve. Yes! Buffalo chicken hoagie. Take the chicken thighs, pat them dry on both sides, and to even them out, I like to use a knife and make shallow cuts on the thickest part instead of using a mallet. Season with salt and pepper lightly and add a little bit of oil to the pan. Not as much as I did, I had to take it out. Then we're going to do 4 to 5 minutes each side on high heat. After the chicken is done, let it rest for a few minutes and then chop it up. Into the same pan, add butter and Frank's Red Hot. That creates buffalo sauce, butter and Frank's. Then put the chicken in and mix it up till the chicken's all coated. And then add the mozzarella cheese. For the bread, use French bread and get the desired piece and cut it so that there's a hinge on the end. Then take out some of the bread so you can fit more stuff on the inside. Take your tomato and chop it up into slices. Add mayonnaise to the bread. This part is optional. Then take the chicken and start building your sandwich. Put the chicken in, put the tomatoes and lettuce. Yes! The tri-tip on both sides with garlic powder and pappies, or your choice of seasoning salt. You want to get a nice thick layer because it's a thick piece of meat. For the asparagus, cut the tips off and season with salt, pepper, and olive oil. Mix it up. After the grill's been heated, clean it, and then place the tri-tips on direct heat. I go 8 minutes for the first 2 flips, and then I go 5 minutes for the last 2 flips, and then check with the thermometer. Then on goes the asparagus and keep it moving, 3 to 5 minutes. For the pasta, you're going to bring a big pot of water to a boil. Then for the pesto sauce, get the water, olive oil, and the pesto packets. Season the water with salt and then add in the pasta. Keep it moving for 9 minutes till al dente. Then heat up a pan and add the pesto sauce till it gets thick, and then add in the pasta after you've drained it. And mix it up. Then slice up the tri-tip and get a nice look at it and serve. Yes! Crunch Up Supreme. We're going to start by making the Mexican seasoning mix. In goes cumin, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne, salt, pepper, chili flakes, and oregano. Then season and incorporate the mix into the ground beef. Heat up a pan with olive oil and put the ground beef in and keep chopping it up. The meat could be a little stubborn, so you gotta be persistent with it. And towards the end of the cooking process, you're gonna wanna put some flour in to create kind of like a sauce for the meat. In the same pan, scrape all the oil to the side. Get lettuce and tomato ready. Warm up a tortilla and place a layer of ground beef, the tostada shell, sour cream, lettuce, and diced tomato. Don't skimp on it. And cheese. Then pinch and fold all the way around. Then place it onto the stove. Approximately 2 minutes each side or until you see color. Cut it in half and enjoy. Yes! Coconut curry. Start with that chicken thigh and dice it up into bite-sized pieces. Then dice up garlic, ginger, and onion. Add coconut oil to the pan and season sliced bell peppers. Saute them for about 5 minutes until soft. Then take them out and add more coconut oil. Once that's melted, add curry powder straight to it and cook it down. Then add the garlic, ginger, and onion. Cooking until the onions are translucent, then adding the chicken thighs. After you get a nice sear on the chicken after a few minutes on high heat, add the coconut milk and keep it moving. Keep scraping the bottom of the pan and add the bell peppers back in and keep it moving. I tasted it and it was too sweet, so I added more curry powder and salt. After letting that simmer down for several minutes, you know it's done when you can scrape the bottom of the pan and it slowly covers that area. Take it off the heat and add a touch of lemon to bring it all together. Serve with rice and enjoy. Yes! Alright, start with the 4-cheese blend. Parmesan, mozzarella, American, and Gruyere. 1 cup of each, and we're going to chop up bacon, parsley, and garlic. Then we're going to add bacon to the pan and cook it until it's crispy. And on the way, we're going to add garlic and parsley. Once the bacon is crispy, add 2 cups of panko and a teaspoon of chili flakes and cook until the panko is brown. Then in the same pan, add 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, and cook until it becomes one. Then add 3 cups of milk. While we wait for that to thicken, on medium-high heat, we're going to cook our pasta. After about 5 minutes, add the cheese and leave about 1/4 of a cup of cheese to mix with the panko mix that we made. Then take the macaroni out about 2 minutes early and then mix it into the cheese. We're taking it out early because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. Then we're going to mix the cheese with the panko breading and make a nice layer on top of the mac. Then in the 450-degree oven, add the whole pan in for only about 6 minutes because we already made the panko crispy. And we just want that top layer of cheese to melt. Serve it up. Yes! Mashed potatoes. Start with 2 pounds of Yukon Gold or yellow potatoes. Peel them and slice them into about inch-sized cubes, and then cover them in water in a large pot and bring that to a rolling boil. And once it reaches a rolling boil, season with a large pinch of salt and keep it on the move. While that's going, add a 1/4 cup of milk and 3 tablespoons of butter to a pan and let that incorporate. Smash and peel 4 cloves of garlic and infuse it into the butter and milk mixture using a sift or a strainer. Then take it off the heat when the potatoes are ready, and you know they're ready when you can smash it with your finger or smash it on the side of the pan with a wooden spoon. Give them a light smash in the beginning, then pour in the butter and milk mixture. Then mash it up again until that becomes one, and then season with salt and pepper. I did 3 pinches of salt and pepper. And then add about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese while it's still hot and let that melt and incorporate in there. Bake and garnish just for the video, and you got it. Yes, sir! Garlic Parmesan wings. Set the oven to 400 degrees. Then take a whole head of garlic and chop it in half. Place it inside a piece of foil and season with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and place it into the oven for 40 minutes. Then for the sauce, we're going to use mayonnaise, oregano, thyme, basil, chili flakes, salt, and pepper. We're also going to use the garlic, so take it out of the oven after 40 minutes, and the cloves should be able to pop out just like that and turn it into a paste, and then place that into the sauce. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of honey and a tablespoon of lemon juice and mix that up till it looks like that. Then get the frying oil ready, set the heat to 375 or it's ready when the bubbles form around the chopstick. Then place in there about 2 pounds of chicken wings and fry that. It's going to take about 13 minutes. While we're waiting for that to cook, we're going to cut and peel the carrots and flip the wings about halfway through. Then to a bowl, add the sauce. And when the wings are done, add them to a paper towel lined plate. And then throw them into the bowl with the sauce and toss them until they're all coated. Then serve with ranch and carrots and yes, Fil A chicken nuggets. Start with that breast, and cut it into inch-thick cubes. You know, approximately. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now set it into a bowl and cover it in pickle juice. That's going to be our brine. Now for the dredge, we're going to use flour, cornstarch, panko breadcrumbs, a tablespoon of powdered sugar, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Egg wash is simple. A single egg, salt and pepper, whisk it. That's your egg wash. Then after at least 20 minutes, take the chicken out of the pickle juice and dry them. And then it goes egg wash, dredge, and repeat. Do that for all the pieces of chicken. Then get our oil ready. Fill it up about under halfway for the pan and bring it up to heat. Check with the chopstick and throw them in. Remember, if the oil gets a little too crazy, you could always turn down the heat to bring it under control. Then get your paper towel lined plate ready. After 2 or 3 minutes each side, the chicken's good. Plate it up. Serve it with some fries and you got Fil A chicken nuggets. Yes, Yo, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Stay thankful. I'm thankful for all y'all. And now let's see what we're going to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers. Yes, all right, so on the pan on medium-high heat, add a cup of your gravy. Whatever gravy you got works just fine. Then add about 2 cups of turkey. That's what I'm using because I got a pretty big piece of bread because I got to get my nutrition up and break it up. Keep breaking it up into smaller pieces because you want that sauce to get all up in there. And the reason we're doing this is because turkey's kind of dry if you're not going to warm it up in the gravy. So you don't want it to be dry, you want it to be moist. Warm up your sides, the mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and the stuffing. And don't tell me you make stuffing on the stovetop because it's not stuffing if it ain't stuffed. All right, layer of mashed potatoes, layer of stuffing, turkey. Put some of the cranberry sauce on the top because it'll like balance out the saltiness of everything. Put the green bean casserole because you want some green beans in there. You want some greens in your life. Hey, yes, on meat. We're going to be making char siu chicken, and for the marinade, it includes garlic, Chinese 5-spice, ketchup, hoisin, soy sauce, honey, and a little bit of sesame oil. Take your chicken thighs and trim them up and flatten them out using your knife. Make shallow cuts. Normally, it's used pork for char siu, but everybody should have chicken thighs on deck, so set aside a little bit of the marinade and then throw in the chickens. You could probably use like 5 chickens for that amount of marinade. Now for the pickled carrots, add 1 part salt and 2 parts sugar and massage it in there, and then cover it in rice wine vinegar and a little bit of water. Let those sit for either 20 minutes or overnight. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees and throw the chicken in for 40 minutes. Make jalapeno and cucumber slices and break off some cilantro. Halfway done with the chicken, lather on some of the sauce and then flip and lather the sauce on the other side and throw it in for another 15 minutes. Then at the last 5 minutes, throw in some bread and put the rest of the sauce on the chicken. Now to build this thing, cut the bread in half, take some of the bread out. Start with mayonnaise, the chicken, the cucumber, the pickled carrots, jalapeno, and the cilantro. And you got a bomb meat. Yes,